Hi everyone. So it's Sunday, it's time to talk about the book I've been reading this week. And of course there has been the Scorch Trials, the second of the Maze Runner books, as I'm rereading the series at the moment for the book challenge. Sorry this is coming a bit later in the day than usually when I do this. Had a really hectic weekend this afternoon. Well, this morning I had a delivery from IKEA, so this afternoon I've been building IKEA furniture. So I then had to finish the book, and then I wanted to watch the film again before I did this review, so I could talk about it in this review. So it's coming at you a bit later than usual today, but at least I've got time to do it. Unlike other videos like my the pole dart video, which I still haven't gotten around to do because every time I try to do it, something's gotten in the way. But I'm really focusing on getting that done this week, I promise. Right, anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about the Scorch Trials. Now, this is, because I'm talking about a book series, this is a continue on. What I'm going to do is the first session, I'm just going to talk generally about the book, and then I'm going to talk about it in more depth near the end. And I will flag up spoilers when I get to that point, so then if you want to carry on watching, you can. If you don't want to be spoiled, then you can turn it off. It's entirely up to you. Okay? Right, so Scorch Trials literally sets off like the day after the Maze Runner ends, and what I love about what James Dashner has done is that he just literally steps right into it. He doesn't refer back to what's happened in the previous book. He doesn't give you a recap. He does none of that. You have to have read the first book to go straight into the second one. Just as with any kind of continuing saga thing, but how some authors, they rely on that thing of, right, you're going to spend some time recapping on what happened, or I'm going to randomly refer to what happened like 2 books ago or something in order to make it for it to make sense. No, James understands the fact that if you're a fan of this book, of the book series, you've picked up this book, therefore you've read the previous one. Don't need to refer back to that, which I really like, and I really respect him for doing that because of the complexity of the story and such. Having that going back and forth thing can be quite a weight and can be really kind of frustrating for a reader. So yeah, he really respects the reader. He goes, no, you don't need that, I'm just going to go straight through. So thank you, James, for doing that. Now, the different characters, it's very strange with this one because at the end of the first one, they've gotten out of the maze. They're now going into this second phase of the trials, basically, but they don't know that. They turn up to this place and been separated different places, and then they are told by this guy who is deemed the Rat Man because of the way that he looks by them. It basically says, right, your trials aren't over, you're about to go to a second one, you're going to cross this desert land, and you've got 2 weeks to get to the other side to get to the safe haven where you'll find a cure for the flare, which is this disease that's going around that they've all been infected with in order to see how they would react, kind of thing. And there's this whole thing of weeding out those who survive the maze in order to discover who's best, who's immune, or in order to get the cure. So in order to reach the end, they are in a sense the cure, even though they're told that they will be given the cure when they get there. It's a bit weird, but go with it. So they head out and to cross this wasteland and everything to find a cure and to save their lives and everything. And along the way they meet some new characters and go through all these various weird situations. Now this one, you can tell it's the middle book of an adventure series, kind of thing, because you've got lots of things that develop in this. Okay, yes, you've got kind of actiony stuff going on, but it is kind of different because even though you're in a new setting, new environment, new threats, new things that can be done, you kind of feel this strand through it that's saying, yeah, okay, we're going to start niggling at questions. We're going to start getting a few answers, but you're not going to get the big answer yet. You're going to have to wait until you reach down the line a bit more. But there's a lot more character development in this, especially between Thomas and Teresa. But it's very interesting in this one also that even though it heavily focuses on their relationship, Teresa's not really in it. She's separated from Thomas and the other boys in this. She's been taken away. She's off somewhere else. And later on, their paths collide. And it's very interesting how she is with Group B. Group A are our group who have been through the maze and everything, the group of boys and the one girl, whereas it's revealed that Wicked have had other groups doing this experiment, and Group B is a group of all girls and one boy. The one boy, Aris, has found his way into our group, Group A, and he's with them, and Teresa has gone off into Group B. So it's all girls versus all boys now. And yeah, it's these two groups are both heading for the same place in order, get there within the 2-week time limit, that Wicked have set. But at the same time, Wicked's told them to do different things, and so it's very strange about how you've got this kind of competition, this quest to get there. But who can you trust? Who can't you trust? Who's trying to kill you? Who's not trying to kill you? All of these questions that are being asked. There are two main characters who get introduced in the second book who are, quite interesting and quite important, I would say, for the second and third book. They are Jorge and Brenda. Now, these two we meet probably about a third of the way through the book. And they come to, the aid of Thomas and everybody. And I can't really tell you too much about them, because if I do that, I'm going to be revealing some major spoilers. So, and their story continues on in the third book. So I'll be also spoiling the third book if I reveal much more about them. But keep a close eye on them. They're very interesting characters. I really don't like that in the fandom. A lot of people kick up a fuss about Brenda, and they really love Teresa and they really hate Brenda. I would say the other way around. In Teresa, to me, in the first book, I just thought, okay, interesting character. See how this goes. Second book, she really started to kind of annoy me. Third book, I was like, oh, for God's sake, just please go away. I don't know, I just didn't get along with her. But when Brenda shows up, she is the complete polar opposite for me. I really like her boldness. She's quite brash. She really connects with Thomas really well straight away. She is, well, not, I was going to say then, a nice version of Teresa, but Teresa is a nice girl. She's just, she's quite complicated, especially with her relationship with Thomas. But I like Brenda that she doesn't have that same complexity about her. But one thing that is very, very vital to this whole book that didn't really do in the film, which I'll talk about in a bit, is the fact that pretty much everybody in this story have got the flare. The flare is this disease that that they're trying to find a cure for by doing the maze trials to find the one who's immune, as it were, to be able to get the cure. They've all got the flare, and they're perfectly, they speak perfectly well. It's only those who are really, really so far gone, there's no way that they can get any help, are the ones who are like zombies, where they're snarling and wanting to bite people and all that lot. Before that, they're just regular people walking around, and everything. And in the film, everybody who has the flare, even if you've had it for like an hour, is like a zombie. It's just like, oh, for crying out loud, this is just ridiculous. But I love that thing that how you can have a deadly disease yet you can still look and be, relatively normal. It's something. It's kind of like with the disease that we have in our world at the moment. You can be really seriously ill, but still seem perfectly normal. And that's what, you know, the show in people who have the flair in this book and everything. So yeah, it's an interesting one to say the least. Right, I'm going to flag up the spoiler now. So I want to talk a bit more, well, kind of touching on what I've kind of already said, but just because it is the key focus of the book is Teresa and Thomas's relationship. Now, Teresa, I'm just like, especially rereading it, I was a bit really perplexed by her in regards to, right, you completely screw with Thomas's head, you manipulate him to make him believe a load of rubbish, you then try to kill him, then and then you come to him and say, oh, actually I was forced to do that, and then you try and hurt him again, and it's just like, and then you're really surprised when he tells you to go away because he can't trust you. Like, seriously, girl, what do you expect? You know, he's not just going to bow down and believe absolutely everything that you tell. He's not going to believe everything that you tell him. You've screwed him over so many times. What do you expect? I mean, I don't get her sometimes. I really don't. I think this is the thing with me with Teresa. I just don't get her to to a degree. Whereas I love Brenda, because Brenda's kind of quite the opposite to Teresa and everything. And yeah, it's very interesting how how they can speak telepathically and everything. And when she chooses to use it and when she doesn't choose to use it, it's really odd. I love the Group B scenario, playing into it as well. This book, the whole group of girls, how they react to things, the language that they use, is quite similar yet quite different to the boys. And Wicked as well. Wicked is really sinister in this book. I mean, you thought they were bad because of the stuff they did to them in the maze. God, wait till you read this book. How did they come up with these messed up creatures that they attack them with? And this is very psychological, this second book as well. The amount of dreams and like the lightning storms and the weird things that they see. The party scene I absolutely love between Brenda and Thomas, where they've been lured to this party and told, have a dance and all this lot, and it's quite a sinister thing that's happening around them, and the effect that it has on them and their relationship. It's just, there's I think this is the more complex one of the three books in regards to how it affects them psychologically. You could say it's a really messed up book because of the various things that they go through, and I can totally understand that. But I love the third one especially. I mean, they're all dear to me, but there's something about the third book that really gets to me. I really like. Okay, now as promised, I went and got the film of the Scorch Trials. I saw this originally in the cinema, didn't like it, so for this review I've taken a chance. I have sat and I watched it. I literally finished it a few minutes before starting this review, and I have to say I still really don't like this film. As a film, just not thinking about the book, yeah, it's alright. It's, not too bad. Got some good action sequence in it, but yeah. As an adaptation, this is awful. It is. People will see this film, right, and go, oh, I fancy reading our book. They'll pick this up and every single page will be different from this. I mean, literally, there was the scene at the party that I just mentioned about. That's pretty much the same. And I suppose Ratman is the same, but nothing that he says or does is the same. Just the way he looks, he's there. That's really it. Other than that, it's just nothing like the book. The right arm is really significant in this film. They really emphasize it, they show it and everything, but The right arm isn't even mentioned in the second book. It's in the third book. It's not even mentioned in the second book. So why the heck is it the emphasis in the second film? Why? I understand that, you know, as I said, the second book's very psychological. There's lots of stuff going on with Teresa and everything. But I love how it's the girls versus the boys and how they interact with each other and how, you know, things that happen in this book become a really big deal in the third one, but they just threw it away. And how in the film it's really horrendous to get the flare. If you're a crank, that's somebody who's got the flare, automatically you turn into a zombie. It's like, oh my god, we can't get the flare. Whereas in the book, everybody's got the flare. It is what it is. Everybody just has it. They have to deal with it. But yeah, it seemed as this really, you know, outrageous, outlandish thing to happen. And oh my god, we got to kill this person because they've been bitten. For crying out loud, it was just so wrong. I mean, they did pretty well with the first one. I recommended the first film, but this is just garbage. It's just awful adaptation. It does kind of remind me of, well, I think it's more, I was just about to say, like, my review of Percy Jackson and Sea of Monsters, but that it's different because Percy Jackson and Sea of Monsters was one where it was diabolical as a film, it was diabolical as an adaptation, whereas this one, it's okay as a film, but diabolical as an adaptation. So it is a step up from Sea of Monsters, but adaptation-wise, it is level with Sea of Monsters. It is just awful. You know, we'll just have to wait and see what they do with the third one. They started the production, but it got stopped because of injury. The main guy, the lead, got injured quite badly, so they had to shut down production. They haven't started up since, and that was months ago. So it's due for 2018 release, but they haven't yet started filming again. So I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen with the third one. But God, I really hope that they've managed to pull it out of the bag a bit more than the second one, because the second one was just awful. But because they've screwed everything up and put characters in places where they're not meant to be, I really don't know how they're going to do what they're going to do. But, you know, we'll just have to see. But anyway, I'm going to stop there now. So that was The Scorch Trials by James Dashner. And I will, of course, be back soon with my video for the book I'm going to be reading for the next week, which, of course, will be the next Maze Runner book. But anyway, see you then. Bye.